Hello everyone, welcome to We Love Soaps TV. I'm Roger Newcomb.
And I'm David Jacobs, the author of Absolutely Shoulдлess, and...
I'm Evan Alex Cole from As the World Turns.
We're here with Evan Alex Cole today. Alex, how are you doing?
Doing very well, Roger. How you doing?
I'm great.
Great.
So you've been on As the World Turns as Hunter for about 6 months.
Mm-hmm.
How are you liking it? How's it going?
It's the most phenomenal thing I've ever been a part of in my life. Seriously, came out of school a year ago, and I'm just thankful to have the time.
Wow. What have you... So far, it's been 6 months on the show. What have you enjoyed the most so far about Hunter's story?
Well, there's a lot of new stuff that's coming up about Hunter recently. Stuff that has kind of evolved from conversations with producers, new talents that Hunter might have.
Oh, that sounds interesting.
Just some more facets that make him a different than what he was in the first storyline, but the same person. And that's, I guess, what's ultimately pretty cool about playing the same character for a long period of time, is that you can get those facets of different things. So I'm really enjoying the new stuff.
Great. Now Hunter came on. He was a little bit of an oddball, really. He's kind of clumsy.
Yeah, clumsy, dorky, very, yeah.
Not your typical, stereotypical soap opera type person.
Right, exactly.
Like that.
Yeah.
So how did you feel about being given a character like that?
I mean, truthfully, it was, I think, the best thing that could have ever happened for me, and because if you come in and it's not really clear, and it's kind of, which sometimes it could go 2 ways or 3 ways or whatever, but with Hunter there was a very specific type of person there, and once I kind of hit on that, I think it allowed me to really hone in and focus and not do generalized stuff, which I think can be kind of the death of what we're trying to do.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, it's just, in your acting is always best to be specific, and if the writers are giving it to you, then it makes your job a whole lot easier.
And in this case, do you feel like the writers were pretty solid about who Hunter is and what direction he's going in?
I felt like from the beginning they had a pretty solid idea, and then once I kind of came into the mix, I noticed they kind of began to change with me, and the type of voice that they were kind of developing for the character was what I saw the character to be. So even though, I mean, we never really see the writers or talk to them or anything. I mean, I've had a couple conversations, which has been great, but like that sort of evolution that's happening in 2 different places, but all towards the same goal, that's pretty cool.
Mm-hmm. Now, there have been some revelations about who Hunter really is since he first came on the canvas. He's a little unusual. His connection to Emily, to Allison, to the Stewart family was a little surprising. How did that tell us exactly who Hunter is, for those who aren't aware?
Okay, so Hunter is Emily's son and Allison's brother, and Emily's son with Larry's fertilization of her eggs that she had donated in the past that were discovered by Larry and used to fertilize another woman, Aurora Hunter, who then had me, and I somehow ended up in the mix with my unknown mother and unknown sister, and then it was revealed. And
before this was revealed, Hunter had some action with both.
Yep.
Who turned out to be his mother, Emily, and Allison.
Well, yeah, I mean, I think I've told this story before, but I didn't know for a while that was how the storyline was going to play out. So
when you started, you didn't know that's where it was going.
So when I kissed Emily in that scene in her office, it was just kind of like a in the moment sort of thing that Hunter just kind of grabs the opportunity to kiss a pretty good looking woman, but when it was kind of more coming to a head, and Allison and Hunter were getting a little bit more involved, and Hunter was pursuing her pretty intensely, it was gross because I knew. I mean, what else can I say? I mean,
yeah, with Emily, she seduced every young assistant that she's ever had, so it was just normal. It wasn't really suspicious. But yeah, by the time the Allison thing, I think everybody knew that was coming, and it was kind of. But siblings kissing on soaps really isn't that unusual
anymore. What has been the fan reaction to you and to that story?
I mean, the fans have been, I don't know, incredible, really. I received so many letters and emails and Facebook messages and everything about just the support is huge, you know. And I mean, what I've always tried to impress on people is I'm just like everybody else. You know, I worked a full-time overtime job up until 4 months ago, 5 months ago, and I worked for a computer corporation, computer company.
Typecasting.
Something.
Right, yeah. I don't. So, which I miss, and I miss my friends there, and I go back and see them pretty often. But I'm thankful to everyone who's been as supportive as they have, because it shows a really generous spirit, and I really do appreciate that.
Well, you met the fans before you even aired, right? You attended the As the World Turns fan club luncheon. And then you went, I saw you at Nukapalooza, the after party, and you were surrounded by fans, and people liked you before they'd even seen you on the show.
I mean, I guess it could have. I mean, it could have been awful. I could have come and tried to tell people what I was doing, and people would have been like, "No, that's, you know," or not include me. I think that was what was really awesome about the whole thing, is that there was this like, "You're not on the show. We don't care. Come on, we'll include you. You're not on the show yet." So I just kind of looked at that as like an opportunity to really reach out before folks got to see me on camera. Folks could see me in real life and know that, you know, it was kind of like a grassroots campaign for my character on As the World Turns. And like, once again, at that point, the producers had let me know, you know, this was going to be a 2 to 3 month recurring, and then it was going to end pretty much. So when it didn't end and they said let's continue, I really only attribute that to the fact that people their support.
That's wonderful. I mean, it's wonderful that a lot of fans often feel like they don't have a voice and that they don't have a say in any part of what's going on. But your experience is that the fan support really led to Hunter's role being expanded.
Directly related to me currently having a job on it As the World Turns.
That's good to know. That's really important. You also seem very comfortable using media, using the internet, and using media to reach out to fans and to connect with fans.
Yeah, why not? Right? I mean, it's there, and sometimes it's really shameless, and you have to, you know, you kind of have to be your own publicist in a way, but the internet kind of gives a nice separation to where you can actually publicize yourself and it not seem too sleazy, creepy, weird. I hope. And then, so I use, I mean, I'm on Facebook and I'm on Twitter and emails, and I mean everything, the website and everything. I've got Jessica and Nicole and Lily, they're my web designers, and they do a phenomenal job. I just launched the new version of my site, which I'm incredibly happy about.
Which is at?
evanalexcole.com. Pretty simple.
Okay.
But that has all of my links to all the social networking and stuff and promotion that I do personally and that we try to do for the show as well.
Wonderful, wonderful. What has the mood been like on the set lately? How are things going?
They were filming in South Carolina last week, so I wasn't on last week. But the week before, I did like 8 or 9 scenes first thing in the morning. And when you film in the morning, it's you know, it's pretty crazy, you know, because you're going pretty much a whole story arc for one episode, all happening back to back to back to back to back. So, and they were all with Alex Chando, who is phenomenal, and we've got this whole like romantic comedy sort of thing going on, which is cool. But I feel like things on the set are focused, and everyone's, you know, I know everyone's excited about doing the location stuff on the Never Surrender tour, which is really, really cool, and I think they're getting the right kind of publicity for that. So I think focused and, you know, doing good work as always.
The Never Surrender tour?
Yeah.
Is
what?
Tell us what that is for those who may not know.
It's maybe you can clarify for me. I know that they're touring 3 or 4 cities, and I know that it involves Carly and Jack.
So maybe you can clarify more of what this.
Right. So in the storyline, Jack just accidentally killed his brother, Brad. He kind of shot into the dark, and shooting at like this mobster thug, he actually shot Brad instead, and now Brad is dead. He feels really guilty. Katie has a baby with no father, and his brother's dead. So Jack kind of goes on this Never Surrender tour to kind of find himself.